Hey everybody, Dylan Distraction here, coming to you live from Batlantic Studios. Thought I'd do a quick back to the drawing board, show you it's on my drawing table, talk about comic books, and remind you the Kickstarter campaign for my new series, Cyst the Skin Grafter, is going to be on Kickstarter next Monday, 10 a.m., July 6th, Monday, July 6th, 10 a.m. Go to cystcomic.com. If we hit goal in the first 48 hours, physical reward backer is going to get one of these sweet chromed out stickers. These came out great. I'm super psyched. So a bunch of awesome pledge rewards. You can get Archive Volume 1. You can get Archive Volume 2. You can get The Oppressors Issue 1. All of these will be available in bundles at cystcomic.com. I'll put the link below. Yeah, I'm really excited to show you this new series, and I'm psyched. If we hit goal in the first 48, all physical reward backers are going to get, or the ones in the first 48 are going to get Chrome Warhood stickers and a Versus Zero digital comic book. That's right. Not only are you going to get a Chrome sticker if we hit goal in the first 48 hours, but you're also going to get a Versus Issue 0 digital comic. So I'm super excited about that. I think that will be really cool and a great way to kind of get the campaign off to a good start, because really with Kickstarter campaigns, it's important to hit goal early and then move on to stretch goals. I got a bunch of great stretch goals planned. So yeah, cystcomic.com. Go right now, check it out. And there's a bunch of other creators that are doing Kickstarters in July. So yeah, while you're there, I'm sure you'll see other creators. I know Noah's doing one, a bunch of other people. So definitely spend some time, look on Kickstarter. Please support independent creators right now. Without conventions this summer, all independent creators really need your help to get their projects off the ground. So this is a great time to find artists that you love and stories you love. And if we hit goal at cystcomic.com, the first 48, you get one of these awesome Chrome stickers. Wow, wow, wow. So yeah, cystcomic.com. All right, I'm going to flip the camera. I hope you can hear me. If not, you just are seeing my mouth move while I shake things at you. So, which is fun. All right, cool. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm going to flip the camera and we'll chat. So here's what's on my drawing table. And let me just make sure the audio is working. And give me a thumbs up. Let me know if it's working. And Kickstarter is Monday, July 6th, 10 a.m. Put that right there. Can't really see it. I got a bunch of great reward levels. We got bundles. We got everything. So I think everyone's going to be really excited about all the things I'm offering for this campaign. Bunch of great reward levels. I got some guest artists that are going to be going to be making appearances. So if you're a fan of my work, awesome. You're going to get a lot of it. There's going to be some original art levels available. And if you're like, your work's okay, but I really love so-and-so, well, I'm going to have a couple of those so-and-sos on this campaign. So you're going to want to get in early and help us hit goal, because the quicker we hit goal, then we can move on to those awesome stretch goals. And I got a bunch of great stretch goals planned. So the comic book is done. So the Cyst, the Skin Grafter, issue 1 is finished. It's all done. I wanted to have it ready to go. The Oppressors is out the door. That campaign took me a little while to finish up, so I wanted to make sure that Cyst was ready to go. And I'm proud to say, I'm pleased to report that Cyst issue 1 is finished. The comic is finished. Lettered, edited, everything. Covers are done. And if we hit goal in the first 48 hours, everybody's getting a Chrome sticker, right? One of these bad boys. And everybody's going to get a Versus Issue 0 digital comic. And I finished the Versus Issue 0 digital comic too. That I'm excited to show everybody. I'm excited to have that be available. And bunch of great bundles available, packages. So you can get Volume 1, Volume 2, Archive the Warhood Odyssey, and The Oppressors Issue 1. Those will all be available in bundles. And yeah, thank you so much to everybody that supports the campaign and backs the campaign. And really, I have a lot of stories I want to tell. And without conventions, without being able to meet and go to people, the only real way to get my stuff to everyone is through things like Kickstarter. So I'm thrilled to be able to have that as an option and be able to provide my work to people and have people excited about it. You know, I'm excited to make this stuff, and I'm thrilled when people are excited to see what I'm doing. It means a lot to me. I love making comics, and I'm just gonna keep making comics till I can't do it anymore. So, questions, comments, concerns, let me know. If you can hear the audio, that's cool. If not, that's fine too. And the other thing is that these lives are streaming on Dylan Distraction, which is my YouTube channel, and Twitch, which I don't use as much, but it's on Twitch too. So, yeah, and I'm psyched about how these chrome stickers came out. I think they came out really good. This one's got some tape residue on it, but you get the idea. Yeah, so I'm just going to draw a little bit today. Oh, and I was going to show everyone, you might not be as familiar with comic book processing. So if you make a comic book, you'll notice that these are the dimensions of a comic book, right? About 8 by 10 or 7 by 10. But the paper I draw on is much larger. So you'll see here on the paper there's live area, which is this dotted line, and then the trim, which is this next line, and the bleed, which is this outer line. So this live area is where you want to keep your dialogue, right? So when you're creating a comic book and writing dialogue, you want to keep all that dialogue inside that live area. The trim is literally the trim, where the paper is trimmed. And then the bleed is what you would want to extend your artwork out to, which is going to be trimmed off. So that bleed area is how far past the trim you go. And the reason why you do that is so it doesn't trim right up against the art and leave like a white border or the paper showing through. You want the art to go over that. So that's a little printing 101. I don't know if people are interested in that. The other thing that people might be interested in, I don't know, but when you lay out a comic book, I find it's nice to just kind of have it all on one sheet like this, just to kind of be like, all right, we know page one's a right-hand page. Maybe this is a 2-page spread. This is, where you'd be like the written, drawn, created by. You could put your credits here, or maybe put it here on the right-hand page. This is how I would lay out magazines when doing publishing. And particularly I'd do this so that people would be able to figure out where advertising would fall. And comic books don't necessarily have that anymore. But previously they would, so you'd have to kind of figure it out. Right? The advertiser wants to be on a right-hand page. So with this, it's a great way to kind of see like, all right, page 10, left-hand page, even number. We want that to transition to the second scene or the third scene. And then, okay, we want that to last for 4 pages or 6 pages. And then the reveal is on page 16. When you flip the page, that would be when the explosion happens or when the monster jumps out. So that is kind of how I organize my content. And I kind of see it here. I'm going to show you that quickly. I don't want to give too much away, but that's the next thing I'm working on. So I've already laid it all out and I've started roughing it all out. And I love being able to kind of see it all at once like that, so that you're not drawing without realizing where you're going. Because, I want to make sure that reveals happen on the flips usually. So, these are little things I think about, and I'm sure everybody's process is different. But that's currently what I'm doing. And my buddy Joe's on right now. Hey, buddy. How you doing? I don't know what this GIF is of. But yes, Cyst, the skin grafter, is going to be on Kickstarter Monday, July 6th, 10 a.m. And I'm excited. It's always a bit nerve-wracking to have a Kickstarter launch. Hey, buddy. I miss you, Joe. Everyone, I don't know if you realize this, but the Joe Schmalke is working on Electric Black Presents. I've seen it. It is phenomenal. It has Walter Osley, it has Paul Pelletier. I think I could say that. That's not a secret. Rich Woodall and my buddy Mr. Joseph Schmalke are doing the writing. They're a tag team. The books he's producing right now are incredible. Scout Comics is lucky to have the Black Caravan imprint. If you were a fan of comic books, if you're a fan of horror, if you're a fan of Joe and Rich and all the creative people that they've managed to pull together for this, definitely check that out. I know that's going to be coming out later on this year. And yep, and it's phenomenal. The Kickstarter was a huge success for that project, and I haven't seen it in its final form, in its printed form. Schmalky's telling me to draw faster. I'm talking, and so I'm thrilled and excited as everyone else to see it. I know that they've just been knocking it out of the park, just crushing it with Black Caravan stuff, and anything that he's shown me, any behind the scenes stuff that he's shown me is just phenomenal. So definitely, as you all are aware, I'm sure I'm not talking to anyone that doesn't know, but the stuff that Joe is doing is spectacular. And you can see Schmalky's love of comics, you can see Rich's love of comics in the work that they produce. You know, it's clearly stuff that whip cracking noises. I'm trying to talk. All right, I'll draw faster. I probably should have had a plan for like what I was going to draw. So as this is a little bit of my creative process where I just start and then I'm like, oh, that's terrible, and then I erase it. Like, well, maybe I can do it better next time. Yeah, Schmalky and Rich and Walter Osley, and I mean Paul Pelletier is a super incredible talent. I was just talking with Paul the other day, and just amazing work. Just crazy good. Just good at everything. That's the thing about Paul Pelletier's work, is it's like, are there any weaknesses? Is there anything you would see and go, he doesn't do this as incredibly? No, he does everything. It's like, oh, how about okay, they're in a submarine underwater, there's a shipwreck, and then an alien, and then a bunch of attractive people, and then a car chase. He's like, yep, got it. Yeah, okay, all right, sweet. You didn't have a hang up with any of that. Nothing there jumped out as being, nope, nailed it. Okay, cool. Draw more Cyst. Yeah, so this is my character, Cyst, the Skin Grafter. The comic book is done, and it's going to be launching on Kickstarter next week, and it'll be on in July. And a bunch of awesome creators are going to have Kickstarters. So, good company. If you go to Kickstarter and you're looking for something to entertain you, there's going to be plenty of awesome things to choose from. And hopefully you like what I'm doing and wanna support it. Bunch of great reward levels. And a bunch of cool guest creators are going to be throwing their art hat in the ring and making stuff with me. So, and there's a bunch of packages and bundles available, so you can get Archive Volume 1 or You Are a Cyst. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what these things are. Are these compliments? Joe, are these compliments? I hope they're nice. Are they nice? Are you saying nice things? I think that's a nice thing. I think Joe's trolling me. Joe, are you trolling me? Joe, don't troll me. I used to work in a studio with Mr. Joe Schmalky, the Joe Schmalky, and what fun we would have. And really, talking with Joe while drawing is kind of was my thing. For how long were we there? 3 years. Every day we would just talk and gab and talk, and so I miss that. I do miss being able to connect with everyone and have a studio space and talk with people. This event that we're in currently, this crisis that we're all trapped dealing with, has really changed how I function. I mean, I used to go to a studio, I used to go to conventions. It's been different, for sure, and definitely thrown myself into my work and tried to improve exponentially. Talked a lot about Bathroom Habits. Joe Schmalky, I miss knowing how it's going with you down there, because every day Joe would fill me in as he told me how he was feeling physically, if you know what I mean. And that was a lot of our conversations. He'd be like, oh, it was like this. I'd be like, oh God. But that was just kind of we would hack around and shoot Nerf guns at each other, and occasionally those memories pop up, you know. And I mean, it was the good old days. I know everyone says like, "Oh, remember the good old days?" Like, yeah, my good old days was just, you know, 4 months ago, 5 months ago. The good old days. And I know we'll all see each other again, and we'll all be hacking around in no time. But it does feel different to go from doing that to working remotely. It is a change for sure. And yeah, I think, hopefully everyone's able to figure out this new corona reality, and they're able to kind of, do the best they can with this, and they're able to be as productive as possible and as safe and healthy as possible. I mean, the reason why we're all doing, remote, because it's just not safe right now to be with people. It just doesn't make sense. And fortunately, I'm lucky that doing what I love, which is making comics, is I can do that independently. I can do that without having to. Because I think about people that want to make like a movie. It's like if your dream was to make a movie, like you can't. Like unless you can make a movie without any other people, you're out of luck. If you're like, oh, I love acting, I love being on stage, I love being a performer, a musician. It's like, yeah, that's not a thing or you can do for a while. But with me, I'm very fortunate. I think a lot of creators feel the same way, where it's like, oh no, what I love doing is making comic books or drawing or creating, and we're very, very lucky that we don't need to be around other people to do that. We can all work remotely, which is why it was so shocking the comic industry struggled so much. When this occurred, and I'd be interested to hear other people's opinions. I was like, people are like, oh yeah, it took 2 weeks for the entire comic book industry to fold. And I was like, how is that possible? We all work remotely. It's not like we couldn't. I get that television and movies couldn't. You can't go to a movie theater. You can't make movies right now. Television, people can watch TV, but you can't make any new dramas or sitcoms. But comic books, it should be like animation. It should be thriving. I mean, this is one of the few things that does what you'd think would do really well, and as terrible as things are right now, shouldn't be too negatively affected. Granted, retailers, and I don't know anything about, what those retailers would have had to go through. I'm not any retailer friends I've spoken with, it was a challenge before, and having to close their stores just made things harder. But comic books should be able to weather this, I think. And I think that now could be a really important resurgence for comic books, for print, for publishing. And that's why I think hopefully people jump on Kickstarters and back Kickstarters. Mine's going Monday at 10 a.m. I'm hoping that this is kind of a new golden age for comic books. I think that we're at that point now where there are people that want, they want heroes, they want stories that inspire them, that want drama, that want action, and they want to make their own stuff. I think the thing about comic books particularly is that most people that are creators are fans, and most fans want to be creators, which is great. I think now's your chance. I think, but I'd be interested to hear everyone else's opinion. So this is my character, Cyst, the Skin Grafter, and he is gonna be kickstarting issue number 1 on Monday, July 6th, 10 a.m. He is a fun character to draw. Definitely goes with my whole over the top 90s Chromium Age action comic kind of stuff that I do. And I appreciate everyone's continued support of my work. It means a lot to me. And really, I couldn't be doing this. I couldn't be making comics with everyone's kindness and generosity and support. And hopefully we can hit goal early, because if we hit goal early, physical reward backers if we hit goal in the first 48, physical reward backers get this cool Chrome sticker, and you get a digital Versus issue 0 comic book that is also finished. I've been working very hard to get everything ready, and issue 0 Versus is ready to go. Assist issue 1 is ready to go, and I'm already diving into the next thing. I want to have a lot of irons in the fire and a lot of balls in the air, as they say. Is that what they say? Plates in the air. Plates in the air, not balls in the air. So yeah, what's everybody up to today? What's everybody doing? I'm gonna text Joe a GIF of lava. He'll like that. It's lava. Get it? Brr. That's my impression of Joe. Brr. Brr. You don't need to worry. Just like brr, brr, brr. I don't know if that's an accurate impression, but that's what I did. Yeah, so I'm just drawing. If anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, please post them. And I can talk more about process. So this is a F-LED, right? F-LED. I use the Mitsubishi Uni, which I really like that brand. I think I could show you. So this is F-LED in a clutch. I call these clutch or drafting pencils. And sometimes I'll go in with a blue lead, but didn't feel like it today. And then I go in, I think this is a H or an HB to darken it. Been doing that lately, which is, just the reason I'm doing that is because it's been really humid here and damp. It's been raining, so if it's humid and damp, paper gets real spongy. And and so when the paper gets real spongy, it doesn't, like the graphite doesn't glide over the top. It just kind of sticks. And so, this is artist problems, but I have to go in with a little bit darker lead because the H lead just won't hang on it just gets all gooey. It's a little bit of a trick too when you're inking, because your ink doesn't dry. And then if you try to go over it with Posca, that just makes it even gooier. So it's kind of a battle. I keep different grips on them to know which is which, but sometimes I'll put like tape so I know, oh, that's the H and that's the F. I don't know if anybody cares about any of that. Is that boring? It might be boring. But you know what? Sometimes life is boring. But it's not boring. My Kickstarter campaign, Monday, July 6th. Hey, Robert. What's up, buddy? Let me know if you can hear me or if I'm just talking to myself. Either way. Let me know if the audio is good. Been having problems with sound cutting out. And yeah, let me know what everyone's up to today. Hope everyone's having a great day. Hope everyone's getting a lot of work done or doing work or whatever people do. I don't even know what people do anymore. I assume they work on things. That's still a thing in the outside world, right? Robert, what are you up to today? Doing anything fun? What day is today? Tuesday? I think it's Tuesday. That's always my default. Is it's like, oh, is it Tuesday? I like Tuesdays. Tuesdays always feel like Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. I think it's Taco Tuesday. What's everybody listening to? Anything good? I've been listening to Run the Jewels. Hope everyone's staying safe. And Cyst is going to be launching Monday, July 6th. Systcomic.com. Take you to the Kickstarter. And I'm going to be offering stickers for everybody that hits goal in the first. It is Tuesday. I did not bring a raincoat. Cool. Live streaming. Dyeing my hair. Oh, cool. What color? Gray? Are you going to dye gray? That's what I do. What do you think? This is my real hair color? No. Okay, it is. Wouldn't that be funny if this whole time my hair was jet black and I dyed it gray? That'd be a trick. It's like, yeah, I want to look like Anderson Cooper. That's a good look, right? No idea. Listen to podcasts while I work. Robert, pick a fun color. You know, if you're gonna do something crazy, you only live once, man. Go green. That's my motto. When you go green, you never go back. I think that's how that goes. Look like Billy Joe from Green Day. I can't imagine you with jet black hair. Hold on. Do I have any photos around here? Yeah, I had black, brown hair. Yeah, I know. It was a while ago. Mark, I usually listen to podcasts. Other artists talk about their process. Had studio mates like that. Yeah. You know what's funny about having a studio? It's a great way to kind of gauge where you are professionally. I enjoyed it immensely because I was like, oh, I see how other people ran their business or their process or what they would do. And you could, I mean, it's competitive and you learn a ton and you could kind of share resources sometimes. And so all that incredibly valuable and important. And then, but working like this, you can still kind of connect with people. I mean, people see what kind of pencils and pens I'm using. This is an eraser. I know when I first started doing this, I would look at other people's YouTube channels or Twitch streams or, speed drawings and be like, what kind of pen is that? So I get it. I mean, that's how you learn, is just by seeing what other people are doing and going, oh, I wonder how he does that. That's how artists that we love learned, was just by watching other artists and picking it up. So the studio is great for that. And especially with technology. That's the thing particularly, is it's like, if you're unsure about Clip Studio, it's like, well, I did multiple issues in Clip Studio because I wanted to learn it. And Procreate. I'm using a lot of Procreate now because I like the flexibility of it. Stuff like that. those things have a steeper learning curve than a pencil and a pen and paper as far as entry. But having studio mates, that was a great way to kind of be like, oh yeah, how do you do this? Like, oh, I've been doing this. Check this out. Like, totally, that's dope. And I hope, the hope always is that you bring something to the table that's valuable or valued. That was always my thing, is I want to try to create stuff, learn stuff, do stuff, so that so I didn't fall behind. Right. That's always where my pressure on myself comes from. But regardless, I did purple back in February. Time to change it up. Yeah, go green. Do it. Purple be fun. I've seen purple before. All right, I'm gonna ink this right over the pencils. Let's do it. Cyst, this skin grafter on Kickstarter in next week. If we hit goal in the first 48, the first 48-hour backers, you get this exclusive dope Warhood Chrome sticker. If we hit goal in the first 48, you get a Chrome sticker if you're a physical reward backer. And every backer, physical or digital, gets a digital Versus issue 0. Versus issue 0. Versus 0. So, excited about that. And that comic is also done. So, Cyst is done. Versus is done. July 6th, Monday, July 6th, 10 a.m. I appreciate everybody supporting my work. And yeah, let's hit goal early so that we can just coast and hit stretch goals. Wouldn't that be nice? Because the comic's done, so it's not like I've already made it. So nothing's stopping the train from rolling down the tracks. Just need to find people that, want to get the comic. And if you liked The Oppressors, awesome. The Oppressors, issue 1, was a lot of fun to do. And Cyst is the backup story. So if you're like, oh, what's this story about? Well, if you have The Oppressors issue 1, it's like this. So yeah, if you like this, you're going to like Cyst issue 1. And if you didn't get The Oppressors issue 1, well, you're in luck, buddy, because The Oppressors issue 1 is available on some reward levels. So you're gonna... Thank you, Robert. That's very nice of you to say that you like my work. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Always thrilled to be able to find people that like what I'm doing, and the fact that you've been such a supporter is incredibly appreciated. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm excited for everybody to see the Cyst, the Skin Grafter, issue 1 on Kickstarter, Monday, July 6th, cystcomic.com. It's gonna blow your mind. Or maybe it won't blow your mind. Maybe you're like, oh, I get it. I'm like, yeah, okay. It's a comic book. So sometimes I look in the mirror. I should probably look in the mirror more often. Yeah, good enough. The thing I love about comic book anatomy is it doesn't have to be real. And I think a lot of people get hung up on that. They're like, well, this is the deltoid, and not the and that's the tricep, and not the bicep, and that there's a muscle. But it's like, no. This is a comic book. I'm not doing a anatomy textbook. It's like, do you think I love comic books because of how accurate the anatomy is? That's never crossed my mind once. Do you think I read Jack Kirby because I'm like, oh wow, look at how well he draws the pectoral into the latimus dorsi. No, that's not why I like Jack Kirby's comics. I like Jack Kirby's comic because he creates awesome looking stuff. And you're like, that's awesome. That thing there he did, awesome. That other thing, also awesome. So, that's my opinion. We welcome yours. So yeah, lately I've been working a lot digitally, so it's kind of odd to go back to drawing traditional. Batman Beyond, yeah, Robert, that's right. You got that one. That was a while ago, man. That was a lot of fun. Thanks so much for grabbing that. Yeah, and if you want any more Batman Beyonds, let me know. I'll have, I'm sure we can work something out in the campaign if you're like, oh man, I'd love to have some more art. There are going to be original art reward levels on the Kickstarter, so you'll be able to grab original art if that's something people want. I made a lot for a little bit of that, not a lot, because lately I've been working a lot digitally. So there's not a lot of original art for Syst issue 1. There are some covers, but primarily I did a lot of it digital, just like. So this is all digital. So you've been seeing I've been posting on Instagram how like the process shots for some of this art, and that's all digital. But what I like about what I'm doing digitally is I'm making it look like my traditional work. I want it to be kind of seamless, where the brushes and pens and techniques I'm using digitally are practically indistinguishable from my traditional stuff. You know, I don't want it to feel like a completely different artist did one and then did the other. I want it to look very seamless. And actually, in the oppressors, here's a quiz for you. The Oppressors issue 1, there's a page that is digital. All the other pages I did traditionally, but there's one page that I did a digital hybrid technique where you do a lot of the black lines digital, and then kind of print it out, and draw traditionally over it, and then scan it back in. So if you can find that page, it's pretty obvious, I think, but of course I look at it a lot, so it's like the way I did the page, the only way I could do it effectively was to do it with this traditional digital hybrid technique. But again, this gets back to like, it's not super obvious. And I think that it's pretty seamless. And that is what I'd like for the digital and the traditional to be able to be intermixed, right? So if I'm doing a 2-page spread, which is like, oh man, I'd love to draw this traditionally, big 2-page spread, multiple characters, I could do it traditionally, and then, but if I'm like, this is a bunch of repeated panels or background stuff that needs to be really referenced, those pages I would do traditionally. And a lot of creators are working like that, kind of a hybrid technique. It's like, even if they lightbox it, they're still laying it out digitally. Doing a lot of roughs and blue lines digitally. So yeah, this is my character. Syst, the Skin Grafter. Available at systcomic.com Monday, July 6th, 10 a.m. Let's hit goal in the first 48 hours, and all the physical reward backers in the first 48 hours will get a chromed out sticker, and all backers will get a PDF of Versus issue 0. Oh, I'm getting tired now. So then what I would do is, I like to go in with been using these microns. This is I don't know if you can see it. It's a 3. But I also sometimes use the PN, which I don't know what PN stands for. PN. What are some other tools I like using? Brush pens, right? Brush pens. So it's a brush, but it looks like a pen. These have refillable cartridges, or they have cartridges. And they fill these cartridges with Kolinar Rapidograph ink. This is the Ultra Draw. Rapidograph ink. Because it doesn't clog up the brushes. And then I can keep them going for longer. Because the cartridges do not last for long. And then these Zebra pens. This one's a little bigger. This one's a little smaller. I use these. These are kind of like a flexible felt tip pen. Also, kind of refillable. You can kind of refill microns too if you pop these ends off and squirt ink in there. But be careful, kids, because the ink can go everywhere. And then you're like, oh, that was just a waste of ink. All right, I'm going to keep drawing. If anybody has any questions, comments, concerns, post them below. And go to DylanDistraction.com if you want to watch me draw live and you hate Facebook. But if you like Facebook, that's cool. And yeah, let me know what you're listening to. Yeah, I've been listening to podcasts. But yeah, working in the studio is great. I love it. I loved it. I miss it. And at some point, hopefully I get to do it again. Right now, it doesn't make any sense for anybody to be working in a studio, I don't think. But I don't go anywhere anymore. Oh, and also I was going to mention, thank you everyone that supports and likes my work. If at any point you want a commission from me, they're going to be available at sistcomic.com next week. I'll definitely hook people up if there's commissions that they want. But if there's a project you think I'd be a good fit for, variant cover, if you're a creator and you have a book and you want a variant cover, or if you've written something and you'd love to see my take on your characters, I could do character design. Yeah, I'm looking to collaborate with people. And if people see this and they go, oh man, I love his characters. I love how he does his inking, or I love how he creates logos for his comics. Yeah, I'd love to chat with people if that's something that they're interested in learning more about or hiring me to do. And I'm a busy guy, but I'm always looking to see what other people are doing and what they're working on, and if they need or want my take on it. So definitely keep me posted if that's something that's interesting to you. All right, I'm going to keep inking this. Go to sistcomic.com. Hope everyone has a wonderful day. Thank you all for watching. And yeah, stay strong, stay safe, stay home. Kickstarter next Monday, July 6th, 10 a.m. Let's hit goal in the first 48 hours and move on to stretch goals. All right, cool. Bye.